Yes, sir. Welcome back.
Hanging out the window, I'm a nutso, klepto, big 40 bows and tell me who.
Welcome back to the video. I'm thinking like, I'm still thinking about the intro. So should I be like, "What's up, DreammFG family?" I'll be like, "Welcome back to a DreammFG video." I don't know, something like that. But get a reaction for y'all. Want to be very consistent on Twitch, very consistent on YouTube. Drop a couple videos today, a couple shorts, do my thing. You know what to do, like, comment, subscribe. Need to bring up the energy a little bit in here. Bring up the goddamn energy. But anyway, we got a video today. We got, who is this dude? Dr. Planets. He built the ecosystem 1 year. We're gonna see how it turned out. Something different other than sports. Probably gonna have some sports there later today. You know, get some maybe some basketball, get some football going. We don't know. We don't know. I just try to get to the reviews. You know, the reviews, reactions, same thing. But let's get into the video.
A year ago today, I built this little chunk of rainforest. This is much more than a bedside tank. It has evolved into a dense ecosystem teeming with life. It is in this video where you can see both the brutality and beauty of Mother Nature. Today, I will unveil to you the full history of the Cannibal jungle in my bedroom. The tank began as a summer project. I built a custom background for the tank using some ghost wood, spray foam, and silicone. Nothing major. The tank wouldn't be the same without it. I built up some lava rock in the foreground. This was to create the water area. The back of the tank was then filled with some leca and substrate. From here, I planted the tank and it was complete. I didn't realize I had created the groundwork for an ecosystem. At the time, the only animals were these tiny garden snails that hitched along one of the plants. As time went by, the plants started to grow in and moss began to appear. The progression of the tank was slow, but clearly evident. Once mold appeared, I introduced various species of springtails into the tank. They thrived in the humid environment. I felt the tank was ready for a more complex life, so I got some shrimp and Malaysian trumpet snails. The shrimp were shy but would always come out during feeding time. As for the snails, they settled in right away. Within just a few days, I found baby snails scattered throughout. To make the shrimp feel more at home, I added in some red root floater. These plants acted as cover and made the shrimp feel secure. After that, it didn't take long for the shrimp to get busy. Here, you can see a very pregnant shrimp. She carries the eggs under her abdomen, and those tiny black dots are actually eyes. There was a population boom, and you can clearly see that in the time lapse. About a month down the road, everything was still going smoothly, so I was ready to add in an apex predator. The vampire crab. Their eyes glow a menacing yellow, which is...
Imagine waking up and seeing that in your face, like, ugh, nasty.
How they get their name. I started with only 6 of them. When I added them to the tank, little did I know of the army they would become. I gave them each a mealworm to feed upon. This crab eats his food like a cup of takeout. I always thought it was funny.
Intriguing.
These crabs are
I don't know what to think about this, y'all.
Meaning they need both a land and water.
Like, why would you put this in your house? I don't get it. Do y'all get it? Like, why? Why did he think of something like this? Like, why do people think of stuff like this? And then, like, a whole year. Okay. Go.
Area to survive. On land, they breathe using a thin layer of water on their shell. If you look closely, you can see the water moving around their exoskeleton.
Ew.
This one is even blowing bubbles. The crabs often
venture
to
like
the
his
water
camera
in search
must
of a
be
meal.
great.
They tried to hunt the shrimp, but aren't very successful.
Has to be, because look at
2 months later, the tank was still thriving. The plants finally started to fill in the space, and some of them developed crazy colors. One day, I was baffled when I found baby crabs wandering around the tank. They weren't much bigger than a sesame seed. The babies had very effective camouflage as they blended.
How the hell did this dude have baby?
Right into their surroundings. Here, you can see him eating some algae. The babies were an awesome surprise, though I became concerned. I feared the crabs would overpopulate and there would be way too many of them. I needed a solution. I needed a new predator. That is where the morning gecko comes in. I bought 3 adult females and I thought they would be the perfect
Wouldn't that be
tank
too
mate.
big for the
geckos
tank?
immediately took up residence in the canopy. The adult crabs were too big for them to hunt, but the babies, well, the babies could become an unfortunate
What the hell?
meal.
See, that's what I'm saying.
It
The
wasn't
bitch is
only
big as
geckos that
hell.
were hunting the baby crabs. The crabs hunted the crabs. Here, you can see a baby crab eating his own brother.
What type
They
of
were
shit?
cannibals. It showed how
They must have
brutal
seen that
nature
Jeffrey
can be.
Dahmer documentary.
As more
bro.
time passed,
Stop watching Netflix in the
forest
room.
floor became much more than just a pile of dead leaves. It became a refuge. There were still these tiny snails who would wander in search of food. More than just microfauna lived here. It was home to the baby crabs. They rarely ventured out to explore or to become someone else's meal. As the crabs grew, they no longer needed the security of the forest floor. They could climb into the canopy in search of food. At this stage, they were too big to be.
This is just all like way too much, bro. I'm like, what the? Oh my god.
Become a meal for one of the geckos.
Thank y'all for staying. Like, if y'all intrigued, I'm very intrigued. But I'm just like, wow, he has a lot of time on his hands to do all this stuff. For what?
Geckos. I'd even see them
I get-
peacefully sitting
it's
side by side.
not entertainment,
in the
educational
canopy,
purposes.
The crabs found refuge in the bromeliads. These plants hold many pools of water in their leaves, which turned out to be a perfect hiding spot. I'd often find them hiding in these pockets. If I ever got too close, they would quickly dive deeper into the plant. The geckos also call the bromeliads home. I'd find them tucked in between their leaves and they'd find shelter here when it rains. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, the tank has rain.
This dude added rain? Yeah, y'all. I have never. This is crazy. This is the craziest. This is crazy, bro. This is so crazy.
The
This
tank
dude
has
added
these tropical
rain.
storms 5 times a day. The heavy rain
5
brings out
times
the
a
geckos,
day?
and you can even hear them talking to each other. That clicking noise is actually the geckos communicating. They are very social animals that like to be housed in groups. Well, their group is about to get bigger because they had laid piles and piles of eggs. This may come as a surprise because if you recall,
That's crazy.
all the geckos I bought were female. Then how
What?
do they reproduce? Well, this isn't just any ordinary gecko. This type of gecko can make clones. All you need is one gecko to start an entire population. As the
What?
days went by, I began to find baby geckos all over the tank. They were extremely quick and difficult to film. Most of the time, I would find them resting among the bromeliads or high up in the canopy. This little guy was
Bromeliads.
drinking off one of the leaves. Funny little guys for sure. And now, this brings us
Many
to
months
present day.
later.
Like my hair, the tank looks nothing like it did a year ago and has become overgrown. The diversity in leaf shape, size, and
This is
color
insane.
is extremely variable. The ecosystem has finally found
It
a
looked
balance where
fake.
no animal
I would walk in
outcompetes
the room and be
other.
like, bro, what is
Many of
this?
the crabs have reached adulthood. Here, you can see a baby, juvenile, and adult crab in the palm
Is
of
that
my
a
hand.
golden
The
crab?
smallest crab doesn't
That's
have
a
any
golden
of his adult
crab.
coloration yet. Right now, he's cleaning his eyes with his claws. They are like mini windshield wipers because the crabs don't have any eyelids. They have to manually keep their eyes clean. You can see how the juvenile crab has developed some color on his eyes and they're now a deep orange. I decided to give him a little treat, and this is a bloodworm. He took it right out of my tongs and began to eat it. His mouth was like a little meat grinder and he ate the entire thing.
Ew.
And here is an adult crab. He is clearly the biggest and most colorful of the 3. His massive claws were disproportionate to his tiny frame. I tried feeding him a cricket, but he pushed that away. I then tried feeding him a bloodworm, and of course he didn't hesitate to eat that. He ate
Some
the
of
whole
these-
thing in under a minute. The geckos were thriving, and now I had well over 30. I didn't feel
tell
comfortable
me he's
leaving
gonna add
them in the
something
big
else to this
tank,
thing.
so I built them their own setup. I'll be sure to
Oh,
make a
okay.
video on them
I was
in the
about to
future.
say,
The tank as
and
a
I
whole
added
is
a
definitely
falcon.
looking at its best. Beauty lies in its constant evolution and change. Every day, there is new growth, a new plant, or even a new generation. This tank is not the only project I've been working on. Right now, I'm building a 100-gallon pollinarium, a saltwater ecosystem, and I'm keeping a colony of wasps. So definitely stay on the lookout for that. Now, here's a full playlist of all the videos I have on this tank. Feel free to...
What the actual hell did I just watch? I don't know. Like, comment, subscribe. Catch y'all in the next one. I'm confused. But peace.